If you feel like you're not moving forward or making progress, watch the video. Are you stuck? Are you feeling stuck? Or if you're anything like me, you might feel stuck and are stuck. Well, that's the reason you want to start doing hard things. You want to keep pressing on. You want to keep showing up. You want to keep doing the little 1%. You think those one small percent things don't do anything? That doesn't move the needle? Well, guess what? It compounds over time. Those little 1% that you do, if you wake up early, if you start making deposits in yourself, if you start investing in yourself, yeah, it will add up. You just don't see that needle moving right now. But you look back over time, it compounds into something. And it compounds into something greater. Exactly where you want to go, closer to the goal. You keep pushing through. But you know what happens? If you don't move that needle and you don't do those 1% things, that's why you quit. 2 weeks into something, you quit. And that's been a pattern over and over and over. You start doing something, and as soon as that excitement goes away, you quit. And you've trained yourself to say, I quit on everything. I don't even trust myself to get to the goal line and to finish. Well, you need to change that habit. Everything that you start, you need to finish. You need to keep going. You need to keep pressing on. And doing that, you'll retrain your brain. You'll say, everything that I start, I finish. I could do it to completion. I could do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And you will push through and you will get closer to that goal. Just recently, I made a goal to do this little 10-mile walk. It was a little more than 10 miles. It was around the airport. And 10 miles ain't very far. It doesn't take too much time, maybe 3.5 hours, maybe something close to that. But I like to walk. It's something that I really enjoy. But this day was going to be a pretty hot day. And it was going to be in the mid-90s. So I knew I was going to do it. No thermos, no water, no wallet, no cash, no phone, no nothing. Just me, a pair of shorts, not even a shirt. If you watch Mick Dodge, he probably do it with no shoes. But I walk on asphalt. So I ain't doing no shoes. I walk on shoes. So that first third, you know what, when I set out, it was pretty exciting. Probably even had some thoughts of, man, what if I get dehydrated? What if I sweat too much? What if I don't make it? What if, you know, all those what if. Never amounts to anything. It's just thoughts. That's all they are. But that first third, man, you're watching the bugs. You're seeing trees that you haven't seen. Now, I've done this path before, but I've done it on a bike. So everything that you're doing on a bike is like real fast. You're just going to the goal. Or going to the end. When you're walking, you get a chance to see a whole lot of things that you don't get to see on a bike. I'm walking and I'm seeing things, and yeah, that first third of the leg, it does get pretty exciting, and sightseeing and stuff like that, and start thinking, and but that second leg, it gets a little monotonous. And that monotony, it's like, okay, what did I just get myself into? It's a little boring. It's not exciting anymore. It's going to take some work. And now you got to focus on your breathing. It's a hot day. Can't breathe through your mouth. Got to nostril breathe. Got to make sure you pace yourself because you want to get to the end goal. You want to get there. We don't feel too worn out, and you don't want to ruin the rest of the day. And I remember when I would ride that path on the bike, I'd go around a bend. I could go over this overlook, and that overlook would be overlook the whole airport. And I remember walking, I'm thinking, man, if I get around this bend, I'll get over the overlook and I'll be on the home stretch. And I got around the bend, there was no overlook. Did the second bend, there was no overlook. Third time, you would have thought third time's a charm? Nah, no overlook. So, you know, when you press on towards the goal and you think you're getting closer, you are getting closer. And then you get this setback and it's like, oh, that didn't feel too good. But you got to keep showing up. You got to keep pressing on. And that third leg, that's when the work started to kick in. Because now I had to go from excitement to work to a mindset. And that mindset was, I know I'm on the home stretch. Now I got to keep pushing on. Yeah, I do feel thirsty. My legs are getting a little tired. It's not really that exciting any longer. but this is where the work steps in. And so that's the mindset. You got to keep showing up. You got to say, that goal's getting closer. I'm getting closer to that goal. I need to switch it into another gear because I don't know exactly where the finish line is, because that goal seemed like it moved a couple times on me. There was a few times where I said, right around this bend, this is where this marker's going to be. No, it wasn't. Walking was a little different than riding a bike. And you probably got a lot of friends that I would say maybe are bike riders in life. They get to the goal real fast, but you don't. I've got friends like that. I call them Corvette friends. They can get there real fast. They wreck the car. I'm more like a Hummer. I get there a little slower, but I can get you there safe, but I will get you there, because I finish everything that I start. And so maybe you have goals. Maybe you got goals to pay off credit cards, get out of debt. Maybe you got goals to be healthier, to lose weight. And then you get a setback. And then that setback comes. Know this. You're not starting all the way from the beginning. Nope. You just got set back a little bit. That starting point's a little bit closer to the goal than what you think. You just keep pressing on. You just keep moving forward. You just keep making those little 1% deposits each time, over and over and over. And you will get to where you're going. You will get to where I believe God wants you to, because He's got dreams for you, and He didn't give you those dreams just to leave you where you're at. But if you do nothing, nothing happens. If you find any value in this video, because we want to make the world a better place. We want to have people hit their goals and become the best version of them. I would just encourage you to hit like, subscribe, and share this channel with somebody. I'll see you next time.